people arrived were, so I can give a recap. I'm just gonna wait a moment, and also I think this is a good moment to thank 2D Phoenix for following me, apparently 12 hours ago. Yeah. Beyond that, you might be confused, why do I have some... Where is it? Oh, come on. Why do I have some autosaves here from yesterday? That's because I tried to stream this very scenario already once. Yesterday indeed. And yeah. 10 minutes in, my connection died. And it took like 10 or 15 minutes to go back up. And it totally killed my motivation for this scenario. Also, yeah. I think that's a valid reason. So I stopped doing that. But I'm here now to make up for it and to of course play this now. So no one has arrived yet because I'm still before the announced start of my stream. So let's wait a moment. Right. Maybe another thing I can say before anything really starts. There's been a new version of After the Storm since yesterday or 2 days ago or something, which contained the fixes for bugs I found in Divergence. That's that story scenario, which I reported while streaming. So that's also nice that that stuff was fixed. And hi Cat Bergamot. Yep. Let's see if anyone else is joining, but otherwise I could start with explaining the backstory once more. Like giving a recap of the previous scenario. So to be precise, in the previous scenario, Anya split from... Ilinia split up from Aegir and the others like Kron and Igor. She decided, or at least she decided together with Aegir to infiltrate the Chaos Fortress, the very fortress she and Gallus were caught back then in episode 1, the place where Gallus died, where Malkesha made his heroic rescue that went Aubrey, that very fortress. And why? Because there's supposed to be beneath the fortress some kind of power to fight Uria, which they absolutely need, since Ilinia lost the power of the Union when she killed Ergin, and just recently she also lost the ruby, which was also supposed to be something that might be able to be used in the fight against Uria. So yeah, they are basically out of options. She cleaned out the first floor of enemies quite easily. It's like she infiltrated the doors itself by disguising as a messenger. But she... what's the thing? Her disguise failed pretty soon, so they just went for a full wipeout of enemies. On the second floor, they again wiped out all enemies, encountered Elich, a couple of Chaos Lockkeepers. They went through that courtyard where she lost the stuff, the Ruby of Fire, the first time, like almost lost it, and only got it back because of Malkesha. And they found some hidden paths. They were apparently being guided by Alyssa, and at the end, on the way, they first found Malkandria. I think Malkandria, the one that is part of the Iron Triad, Iron Council, and who was somehow attacked in the very first scenario of this episode by by Alyssa, with the Ruby of Fire. And the Malkandria we thought was a soulless shell, but still able to use her skills, her magic. So not a real soulless, but something like that. So, and in the next segment we found out a lot about story, about lore, about background, what happened back then in the first cycle, what's happening right now a bit, and I think a prophecy as well. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, after that, only Ilinia could continue on, and she encountered Alyssa, finally, who led her there after all. They fought, and Ilinia was destroyed, both in the physical and in the mental sense, because Alyssa is apparently a guardian of darkness, one of those godlike beings, just like Uriah is the guardian of life, and very much godlike. Alyssa is the guardian of darkness, but not a real one, but an artificial one. The half of the previous guardian of darkness, the half of Yechnagov, or Matriel, her original name, was installed inside her, and it granted her said godlike powers of the guardian of darkness. One of those powers is the ability to peer into the minds of so-called lesser beings, like pretty much anyone that's not a guardian, or not immensely powerful beyond anything they should be. So peered into Alinia's thoughts, into her mind, and yeah, she also destroyed her verbally and mentally with the things she found in there. The fight ended with, as I said, with Alyssa beating Ilinia, and we don't know if she killed her, if she took her only prisoner, and if she took her prisoner, what she's gonna do with her. And now, back to Anya. So, Cat Bergamot is like, does that mean that we couldn't have killed Alyssa in the final of Invasion from the Unknown anywhere if she's Guardian? And my answer to that is no, because as you remember, the Union was a power that could threaten Uriah. It's the very reason we could destroy Argan. It's the only reason we could damage Alyssa. But now we are at a point we don't have the Union anymore. We do not even have the Ruby anymore, so we don't have any options for damaging creatures as beings like Guardians. So yeah, and if you take a moment to remember Cat Bergamot, the Union was the very reason we could hurt Alyssa to begin with. Anything mundane we brought to bear against her, she just sealed away instantly. Like that was also the reason why Elinda had never stood a chance against her. Anyway, let's go on. That was a lot of talking. Dark Sea, or 7B. Yep, and sort of the very reason why I back then, and when I last played this campaign, decided to go for fairies. My scouts have just informed me that the bulk of the region's defenses are already in motion and heading for our present location. They shall be here in just a few hours. It is possible that someone betrayed us, or... She's not coming back, is she? I thought we were all gonna fight together. She must have had a good reason for leaving us like this, Anya. Well, I hope so, anyway. My lady, what about those reinforcements? The old fort near the river city guards a second portal leading to the northern lands, whence you came. I'd arranged for your allies to arrive through it at dawn, but this unexpected development jeopardizes the success of the entire operation. We must secure that fort as swiftly as we may. It is only a few hours before dawn breaks. If we manage to distract our enemies for long enough, Ilinia might have an opportunity to succeed in her mission. The inhabitants of these lands are not too satisfied with the Iron Tride's management. I advise that we try to gain their support and stir up a revolution. Their numbers and resources may prove essential for what has yet to come. Let us get moving then. Anya shall lead the way. I shall? That's what Ilinia said in that note, did she not? But you don't need to worry about the management aspect. We can help you with that. Your darkness powers and teleportation should be advantages in the front line. But it's more important that these men are led by someone with whom they are already well familiarized besides Elenia herself. Another someone they can relate to, if you catch my drift. Wait, you mean? Yes. Your rationale seems rather perverse, and it's slightly offensive considering I've never... How about we just move on? I support that motion. This is no time for such frivolous chatter. You can now recruit the following unit types: Demon, Saurian Augur, Saurian Skirmisher, Trollwhelp. So, capture Zarathos Keep and castable for turn 10. Defeat would be any number of enemy leaders standing on Zarathos Keep and castle by the start of turn 10. There's no such thing as turns running out as win or lose, because, well, turn 10 is before turn 20, and if this fails, then we can't run out of turns like that anyway. So, Kron has some sort of fun interaction here, but it's not why we're here. So first of all, Überlinie, of course. M is blue, Utender. M is blue, I haven't seen that one for a long time actually. Cat Begemot, Marurenko, Shrek Slayer, of course, and then just the rest of the 4 spirits. For the record, we receive allies in 10 turns. And we can control said allies and name them. So if there's anyone who doesn't have a unit yet and they want one, but it shouldn't be a fairy, now's your chance pretty much. Or at least in 10 turns it will be. So let's go. Like, she's got protection, which applies to pretty much all the units I have. At least it does apply to every unit I have, because I only have level 3 units and below. And this applies to any unit that has a lower level than her, and she's level 4, so that would be anyone level 3 and below, of course. Then... no, but I can undo this for luckily, because they don't have traits, and yeah. So I'm here to get this village. It's gonna be important soonish. Yeah, it applies to everyone except herself, but it literally talks about adjacent units. So yeah. Or do you just mean I forgot to say that? So Überlinie, of course. M is blue, why not? Then like this. Like, I can totally do that because she's really tanky on her own even. Like, she has 90 hit points. I mean, that's tanky, yes. Like, this is... I think she was even more tankier than max level hit points. Max level Illinia. Like, even Igor has, or Kron have less HP. So yeah, her range attack is pretty strong with 7 times 7 damage, just like Cat Begemot pointed out there. So the minions actually do not dare to attack most of my units because, well, they're just that good. That healthy, strong, resilient, you name it. Like, except my units that are only melee and they can just get poked. For the record, I do not have any healers anymore with Illinia gone. Just saying. Then there's this guy, kill this one first. Like, this one is the goal. I do not really have to deal with them. If I can, it's nice of course, but I don't have to. Also, I kinda wanna block those guys so they do not go behind me and just steal my villages, which is an option for them. So I'm sending units to deal with that option, with that possibility. Then let's see, can I get... Yep, I can get a walking corpse, which is very likely gonna die the very next turn, but that's not what this is about. So also destroy this one. Nice. So like that and like that. And also protect this one. So yeah, they all profit from the protection. Look at those resistances. Strong. Like, just nice. And that way they should have a pretty hard time killing them. And hi Marurenko, you are over there. Okay. Confused. And just something outside. Okay, yeah, that works for me. Something outside of Wesnoth. But yeah, looking good so far. No one really got damaged. And I can totally heal with the forest hexes. Okay, Marurenko is only able to watch part of the stream today, which is of course fine because, well, you only watch because you want to, not because you have to. At least I hope so. But they are hyped to see the recording of a certain thing that's gonna happen in this scenario. With the Sage thing, we're not gonna spoil it. The Fist knows! He knows everything! Flee while you can! You retrieve 90 pieces of gold. I'll take that. Then let's move this one for a healer, please. Kill this guy. Damage. Let's kill this guy as well. Then another walking corpse, why not? Also the anti-action Kron has. Kron enjoys crushing insolent women to death. Get away from me, you beast! I think that's pretty much the only interaction he has in this scenario. Super Igor, yeah, accurate. Destroyed him in one turn. What else is there to say? Anton is on. So yeah, Cat Bigamar is pointing out that this beast stuff is kind of sounding ironic from an imp. He's not wrong. And I dare say that that's totally intended. Or at least I could very much imagine it to be so. So let's see, I think everyone would survive that. Oh snap, I totally forgot that they do not get the protection from the protection anymore, because I moved them away. So yeah, of course I kinda take a bit more damage. I hope they survive anyway, like I got used to the damage numbers. But they of course only apply when I make use of that ability. So yeah, okay, everyone survived and that's great. Those side crawlers are gonna be annoying though. Just glad that they are so slow. So that's the village. So, and once I get rid of the mages, I should be fine, I think. Like, physical damage is not really a thing for my fairies after all. So there's still one over there and I can't get to that one, that's true. Can totally tank from there though. So yeah, like this I think. And of course we move that mage. Also poison him while we're at it. Not that it's the last die. Okay. Fine. Oh, come on. Oh, whatever, I'm just gonna expect that they focus on, you know, on the walking corpses instead of the fairies. I think that's, yeah, like that, that's nice. So and we are already 5. So I count Angelf, Catbegumat, Marurenko. Yeah, that's 3 people, and I see 5 in the SVR, so I'm wondering who the rest of you are. If you don't want to say, that's okay too, of course. Then. So, just for the record, sprites and fire fairies and dryads have movement cost of 1 over shallow water, so they're really fast, especially compared to everyone else. So I don't want to fight its Psycrawlers, at least not many of them. This one retreated from there, so I have an easy time taking this village without being threatened, and well, this guy just can't reach anything at all for a while. That's kind of nice. There, destroy. Like having a what's his name? Troll warrior is pretty useful. That's for sure. There, destroy. Oh, I kind of forgot that I didn't want to move anyone over there because the Psychorus can attack them. So much for that. There, just remove the enemy lines. I mean, what could go wrong? First of all, stop them from healing, because, well, healed units deal more damage than dead ones. Okay, I think I did a good job there. We see if anyone dies, if I should have maybe retreated there, because it's nighttime. Oh, okay, I survived that, that's nice. War, that was not nice. Yeah, I barely survived that one as well. Because I dodged enough and because the Psycrawlers can't take the villages due to the fact that, well, what's it called? Right before, because they can't take allied villages away from, yeah. They just can't. Then, first of all, die, so she levels up. I kinda wanna attack this one, so I have to remove those guys so Anya can get over there. That shouldn't be too hard, actually. Burn. So yeah, she's got abscond abilities, so she totally can tank that. Even if she had got, if she had been hit there, her not getting hit at all is nice luck, but I'm just saying that it wasn't strictly necessary. Then kill this one. So just thinking about how to optimize this so I can damage this one and protect these guys. Because if I do not protect them, I'm in trouble. Okay, so there's a protection part. And now get rid of many of them as possible so they can't mess this up for me. Okay, maybe this was... Okay, I messed up regarding the protection part, because this guy can still reach, and... How much damage does he deal? Okay, only 10 damage. Yeah, if I'm unlucky, that'd be bad. Huh. I can't really tangle with those guys, so I'm not gonna do that. And I kinda should have attacked this one. Whoops. Okay, so now Anya is the focus for all the attacks and she's got abscond, so that's fine. See? And next turn our allies are gonna arrive. It's gonna be fun. So where am I? I got pinged, just a moment. Oh, okay, nothing. Then let's go back here. So first of all, this Serpent Messenger dude, I don't like them, and they have to go. Just wish I could have given the kill to Anya, but it is what it is. Also, of course, kill this one. So bold! You retrieve 154 gold pieces. That's a lot. Why do they have so much money? Like, I'm not complaining. Just wondering. I have no problem with taking that money. Just so we are clear about that. Okay, so we haven't quite managed to wipe out all the enemies we see here. But, well, we've managed to wipe out quite a lot of enemies. Like, only those two guys left, and they don't seem to have much gold. So that's okay. So, hi Dispatcher. Well, first of all, congrats to him for ending his finals. And I hope it's successful. And by the way, for you, Dispatcher, you didn't pick a unit yet. Allies are gonna arrive just after this dialogue is over. That means I have access to more kinds of units than just fairies. So maybe you see a unit there you want to have. So, Anya? I don't understand. It should be dawn already. So, like, it's been 10 turns since the night started, and it's not. Yeah, and Catbergamot is just pointing out that Anya has an icon after absconding, and it's true. So you also always know if she can abscond the next attack or not. The day of the longest night. This does not bode well. Hey, we know those guys. Ah, it seems we arrived just in time. Now, that's some armies. Archer guy! Oh no. I mean, hail! Dervin! I thought you would be on your way back home by now. I changed my mind, I guess? I can't shake off the feeling that I'll regret this later, though. Where's Ilinia? We don't know. You may discuss that at a later time. For now, it is of the utmost importance that we distract or take down Calari's military. I am confident that the Alliance troops Sir Dervin has amassed shall serve us well for this mission. It's really General Bardal and Ilinia who should get the credit, not me. I merely asked him to lend us a hand, and he gladly acceded, most likely in return for Ilinia's support during the siege of Alan-Balgur. And incidentally, I'm no sir. Time is of the essence, Dervin. We need to get moving while the darkness can provide us with with an advantage. Sure, these men and women thirst for the blood of these fiends. Lead the way! So resist until end of turns, or defeat all enemy leaders, with basically not possible at all. So yeah, Cat Bergamot pointed out that the day of the longest night was mentioned in the glyphs Ilinia read in the previous scenario, and it's true. And I'm not really sure what Shrek is trying to say with little it of enemies. So first of all, look, there's a unit with a level 4 unit that's just standing around there and it's allied. So maybe we should look and find out what she wants. I mean, it would be interesting, right? First of all, let's see. And I have some thought. Cat Begamot, it said in its scenario objectives that 11 turns are left, but it's actually 10 of 20. Like 10 turns of 20 have passed. That's because the scenario objectives were shown before this variable for the turns updated. So when the scenario objectives were made and shown, it basically was still accounting for 9 of 20 turns, because the healing hadn't happened yet, the turn hadn't started yet, only the number in the upper side, like over here, changed. And let me just ban this spammer. Yes, spam, of course. And works for me. So yeah, Cat Bergamot, I can tell you it's true. I've had this discussion with a dev before. So yeah, trust me, it is true. So let's first of all, let's look. So we've got Enforcer drones and ghosts over here. A war drone with a lot of drones and Thunderbirds over there. Even more drones, even a Demolisher drone over here. This guy, Cataphract, has a lot of level 3 units to offer. A Mechanical Golem, a Stormblade, a Spectre, and a couple of Chocobones, like what the hell. This guy has a small undead army, but still nothing I wanna really fight. This guy is a Demon Lord, and he has a lot of units, including one of the Demolisher drones. But for record, we don't. This unit does not have the demolition ability, so it doesn't explode when it dies. So yeah, Cat Begamot. 10 of 20, so 1 to 11 weight. I'm not sure what you're referring there. What you are referring to there right now. So feel free to explain, because I really have no idea. Oh, this is a lot of damage. I don't like that. Let's send this one because they are still healthy. And yeah, Cat Bergamot. This is why we needed that village, so Anya could teleport there and not have to walk the whole way. That's correct. Okay, that should work. Actually, no, let's not risk them. Yeah, this is good enough. So yeah, as you see, his turn has not started yet. His units would not have received any healings. It shows here that it's turn 10 of 20, but for him, it's still like his 10th turn has not yet started, so it's at 11 turns left. So then Cat Begamot, no, I mean Descacharado in this case, have your pick. We have archers, who can add once to 2 kinds of archers. We've got footpads, only 1 kind. Orcish archer, Orcish assassin, Orcish grunt, all of them only 1 kind. Then a poacher, again 2 kinds of archers. The ruffian is covered by the level 1 units. Scout can advance only to 1 kind. Spearman can advance to 2 kinds. Bug can advance to 1 kind, and Wolf Rider can advance to 2 kinds. Also, we have 2 lawyer units and a couple of level 2 units, which I'm gonna recall first. Actually, let's just go over. Like, I'm wondering if I should be aggressive about this. Yeah, I should. Let me use some gold here. So yeah, and why do I have veterans? Those are the very same units we used in the Siege of Aron Balgur. And for the record, if we had not killed all the enemy leaders before leaving, like there was the option to destroy the gatekeeper and then just leave, instead of staying behind to defeat all the enemy leaders, we wouldn't have gotten the veterans and no recruits of no Iron Grave recruits. We would have had only the footpads, the poachers and the thugs, and all of them at level 1 to boot. So yeah, it was really a good idea to help out there. So let's see what is Catwing Road saying. Well, 10 of 20, so 10 is the first turn we need to survive, 11 is the second, and so 20 would be indeed the 11th turn to survive. That might be the thing. And no, it's not. Like really, no. That's alright. No, okay, yes, you're totally right and I'm wrong. It includes the current turn, of course. So it's 11 turns and I have to survive. And I was just a bit confused there. Like, this bug I was referencing does exist, but it's not the thing the problem we have here right now. So, Linnea went on a mission to infiltrate the Iron Council Citadel? What kind of nonsense is that? According to Aegir, she went to locate some kind of weapon buried beneath Gallery. I'm really worried for her. She just left during the night without telling anyone about her plans. What are we supposed to do? Now? I mean, other than perpetuating this bloodshed, Aegir says it's important and that it might be her only chance to succeed. But who knows what kind of abominations await in that place? Like Alyssa, for example, who totally wiped the floor with her. So I'm gonna reload this turn multiple times because there's a couple of couple of dialogue choices I have to make, and I can't cover them all without, well, reloading. So let's go. Hello? I was wondering if you are a Naiad? I was told by Tara that your kind are hardly ever seen by anyone at all. Yes, the ocean. It looks really ominous here at night, doesn't it? I'm sorry, I should not have bothered you. I guess I will leave you to whatever it is you are doing. You truly are a curious creature, Anya, daughter of Minter. I had never heard before of one born of fairy and demon kind. I suppose it's only natural that both rarely mingle due to the innate hatred of each other. Although it makes you wonder. Because in the very beginning all of us, even humans, were considered demons anyway, were we not? We were the spirits brought to life by the tree. That name! How can you possibly know that name? I don't understand. I have been keeping an eye on the Lady of Light and her allies for longer than even the Demon Lord and you have. I have seen her rise from the very depths of Uriel, do battle against unfathomable foes sailing from a time and place beyond the Veil, make her way through the accursed hordes of the Mother of Urarta with the help of the most improbable allies, and carry her out her sworn duty, despite her taking the heaviest toll of all. Accordingly, I provided one of her fairy-kind allies with a small gift as a reward for the fortitude of mind and body they displayed in battle. I guided you towards a relic from the Golden Age as a reward for your unfaltering optimism in the face of adversity. It doesn't do anything, though. Elenia said there's no magic in it. But does it need to be magic to feel precious to you? Does every experience along your journey need to be viscerally gratifying in order for you to build an emotional attachment to those memories? I suppose you're right. It reminds me so much of her somehow. Oh gods, I hope she's alright. The only thing left for me to do is assist you in this upcoming battle however I can, so that you may see the light of day again. I must warn you first, though. The power that was conferred upon me by the goddess is very limited, and time is running short. I can give you the answer to one question about the past, and a last blessing. One question? This is so unexpected. I don't know what I should ask. What does your heart tell you? Is there cake in the citadel? There has been cake in the citadel countless times, so I would venture to say there may be some in there right now. Yes! It is time then. The Demon Lord Aegir has already informed you of what you must do next. I shall do my part. So I'm gonna skip that so it doesn't lose impact. Nope. So this is a lot of stuff I'm gonna read out next turn, and let's load the turn. First of all, so to see the other 4 options. And I'm gonna cancel orders so I can move my fairy unit there first. So you see what happens if you move a unit different from Anya there. A mysterious nymph sits on the rocks, contemplating the dark and restless ocean in front of her with a blank expression. She seems completely uninterested in the creature's presence as well. When approached, the nymph does not make eye contact and instead conjures a number of bubbles out of thin air. They seem far more deserving of her attention than even the carnage currently taking place not too far away on the riverside. Perhaps she's waiting for someone. So yeah, and Fish of Alcatbegemot pointed out that that relic from the Golden Age is probably the strange amulet we picked up in episode 2 with Anya, and yeah, that's true. If I get the buff on Überlinie, like that's the boon that was granted to me, to one of Elenia's followers, this Fearless and the bonus XP and the bonus resistances. If I had gotten the boon and not the oh wait, I need to explain that later, so let's skip that part. So I kinda have to slowly go through this story, somewhat slowly, because if I just skipped the whole dialogue, it would also disable the other answers. So I want to know. So we already had that option. Let's ask another question. And did Elenia ever love anyone besides Agan? Of all the questions you could have asked, are you absolutely sure that is the one you want answered? Well, that just came to mind, that's all. Should I ask something else? Non-question, not two. You already asked a question, and so I must deliver the answer. Linia Tanaria did have all kinds of lovers back during the Golden Age, both before and after meeting Argan. Her first human lover. The first lover was a young human by the name of... No! Stop! I changed my mind. I don't want to know. That's not really what I meant to ask specifically anyway. I know the answer to your real question though. Huh? You want to know if she ever had a more intimate relationship with other fairies, did you not? Ah! Look over there, it's one of those demolition monsters. It's very, very slowly heading towards us. It is time then. So, basically, we're not getting a real answer for that question, and that was the answer part. So let's reload and ask the third question. So let's skip all that. And what's the question we are gonna ask next? Was Zanga responsible for the Great Fall? That is an interesting question for you to ask. I did not take you for someone who would be interested in the history of this world. Look, I know I'm more than a bit dumb at times. What I mean is you're an outsider. You may have been born on earlier, but you do not feel as though you belong here, do you? I guess I really don't. How can you read me so well? I mean, besides the whole business with you spying on us. There's something surprisingly relatable about you, even though my life so far has been one of complete solitude, and yours the opposite. Perhaps it's the fact that we are both the arts of darkness in some way. Water and earth have got to meet each other at some point after all. But I digress. The Demon Lord Zango may be many things, but a patient schemer he is not. He was provided information about a pivotal event by a source that transcends time, and he did as he saw fit with that information. His first forepower led him to establish his cult in Wesmere, but he was largely ignorant of what he was doing beyond attempting to become something he is not, and will likely never become. A god. So, the answer to your question is no. But who was responsible then? It all seemed so contrived, with both the creation of the second sun and the fall of the third. The Wesnothians could not possibly have figured it all on their own, could they? One question, one answer. Oh, come on! This may be worth pondering, though. Some believe their lives are entirely their own doing, that destiny does not exist and that our reality is merely the product of happenstance. The possibility of an unseen force with many hands and eyes having the power to weave the threads of fate into something larger would be too terrifying to consider for mere mortals, after all. I'm not sure that I understand what you're suggesting. That all events as they have come to pass were preordained by an entity with a will of its own? But even if you consider the existence of such a being, is there anyone who can tell you for certain that this hypothetical agent is not being manipulated by a higher entity themselves? This is seriously messing with my head. Can we please stop now? I don't want to go into battle with a migraine. So, and again, this talking part is over, and now the final question, the question that's gonna yield the most information both now and, yeah, actually just now. So, and again, we skipped the whole preface because I already read that one out. And now again, one question. What does your heart tell you? Oh, I want to know, who are my real parents? 19 years ago, a nameless shapeshifter broke free from a lifetime of servitude under the Demon Lord Nar-Hamoth during one of his visits to Earlier. Lacking any practical knowledge of this world and nothing on their sides, with a species' natural endurance, They made their way north along the great continent's perilous seaboard. The factors are not treated well by the threats within Uriah's domain, but the dark of the night proved a faithful ally to the Nameless One, allowing them to escape most of the obstacles they found on their way north. Their long and grueling journey eventually led them to the great eucalyptus forests of Glamdrol. There it is that they finally found shelter from the scourge of Uriah, but not before exhausting all their remaining energy. Shapeshifters may be durable creatures, but it does not make them immortal. On the contrary, constant punishment under their masters only makes them weaker and more prone to diseases specific to their kind. The Nameless One was no exception in this regard. Despite their unfamiliarity with the peoples of Erdia, the Nameless One intuitively knew that the natives would be quick to recognize him as a creature hailing from the Chaos Empire, simply from observing their behavior and way of speaking. Attempting to obtain help could only result in an even more painful death at best, and a return to subjugation at worst. As the sons departed for the long dark, they decided that dying on their own terms as a free soul was a far more preferable fate to any of the alternatives. They were at peace. Ready for the eternal rest, the demon collapsed on the cold forest ground next to a spearmint patch, hopeful that the soothing aroma would ease the pain that was yet to come. They closed their eyes, and the world disappeared. The cold slowly subsided and gave way to a comforting warmth. Never in their life had the Nameless One imagined that the embrace of death could feel so welcoming compared to anything else they experienced. Then they felt the tender kiss of spearmint leaves on their lips. All their physical afflictions were gone in an instant, and they were once again able to open their eyes. And so they saw that the plant had somehow come to life and assumed the shape of a beautiful woman, as if by a divine blessing. The Nameless One was just as stunned by the beauty of the eventide nymph as she was by theirs. They wondered that her stomach... Oh, that's a typo. That her story was. What circumstances could possibly have brought her to a remote place like that, away from any manner of civilization? And why would she, the free daughter of an untainted world, decide to take pity on a creature who existed only for the purpose of meting out punishment in the name of a goddess of death? Unfortunately for them, she would never be able to answer those questions, for the gift that allowed her to give that one special person a second chance came with the complete inability to utter a sound. Not even her birth name was known to anyone in existence. Minfer was the first thing that came to the shapeshifter's mind, and she seemed fond of it. The language barrier did little to stop the pair from finding a common ground. The shapeshifter figured out soon enough that Minfer had her own particular ways to communicate with others, and she was eager to be around someone who did not await her just because of who she was. While she could not tell them her own story, she was happy to listen to the Nameless One tell her all about the vast unknown that lay far beyond Erdia. And she in turn showed them Erdia as it was, and as it is. A world of endless strife, yet also endless beauty. In time, the shapeshifter and the nymph grew enamored with each other. To the Nameless One, the notion of having a child of their own volition was completely alien, but a kind only read when required to do so by the demon lords, and only with each other. Nevertheless, they promptly found themselves acquiescing to Minfer's heart desire, and their body would be the one to carry the creature born from their love. What happened next? I apologize. Like I said, I can only answer one question about the past. Well, excuse me if I don't believe you right now. Surely your goddess must have imparted this full story to you. I am just a medium, and your particular question is already answered. If you must hear the whole story, I am afraid you are going to have to ask the goddess for the rest. Well, I would if I knew who she is or how to communicate with her. Our kind knows her as Ciel. Her true name is known by only a counted few, and the domain lies somewhere completely beyond our reach. If that is so, then how am I supposed to get there and punch her in the face for telling me an incomplete story? Everything is possible if you set your mind to it. Don't you dare to be all sarcastic like some kind of ancient mythical water fairy that knows better than a child like me. I don't need this right now. I'm sorry for sounding so frustrated. It's all just a lot for me to handle. It is time then. The Demon Lord Aegir has already informed you of what you must do next. I shall do my part. All fairies you are currently controlling the map or your recall list now have the calendar trait, which allows to ignore time of day penalties, increase their hit points by 15%, and their resistance to non-arcane damage by 5%. Old allies want to support you in the upcoming battle. They may struggle on land, but the Iron Council citadel is built on the riverside. You may be able to use this to your advantage later. Merfolk! The reckoning with these monsters is at hand, brothers and sisters. Purge the unholy beast from our waters, and help the Northern seize Uria's dark citadel. Sky its blessing. This unit is able to bestow upon all fairies on its side the kindred trait, which lets them ignore the time of day penalties, increases their hit points by 15% and their resistance to non-arcane damage by 5%. While the trait itself is permanence, new recruits will no longer receive the trait if you lose Daira, which is their name by the way. And now, I shall fight alongside you. Oh, we would be honored to have you by our side. Daria. Few creatures on this world have ever heard my name, and even fewer have lived to tell others of my existence. Alright. I think I've kept Agi and the others waiting long enough, so... time to go, I think. So yeah, basically the kindred trait ignores a sort of a fearless plus increased physical senses plus increase of hit points. Like my forest fairy, my Überlinie has now 85 hit points. So Catbingemot, to explain, Catbingemot just said when he played, the Naiad left instead of joining us. And to explain, you need to have... So first of all, if you do not have the bonus of like the bonus for Überlinie and you didn't pick up the Relic of the Golden Age, the Naiad wouldn't be here to begin with. Instead, there would be some tablet with an inscription. Then if you get either the bonus or the relic Anya picked up, she appears, she does all the talking. If you've got a bonus, you get the kindred trait for all your fairies you have on map on recall list. If you only have the relic of the Golden Age, you only get the Merfolk allies, and after that she leaves. But if you have both the bonus and the relic, she gives you, of course, both things, the trait, the Merfolk allies, and she joins you with this Xayel's blessing. So yeah, that's why she left. You only had one of two necessary components for making it stay. Oof, that was a lot of talking. But yeah, that's why. So I kinda need to protect this village soon. And I'm gonna send Uber, Igor, and Shrek-Slayer. That should be totally enough for this. Then first of all, die. Also, so Cat Bergamot is asking where this bonus for her was, like where did she get fearless, bonus resistance, and the bonus hit points. That was in the Battle of Tirigas. That's the, I think, the 4th scenario of the first episode. In the northern part of the map, the part you have to defend, there is a city, there's a well, and this well has illumination halo around it. And if you move Fairy Day, they jump into this well and get the bonus. Yep. Like Ilinia is also a fairy, but she can't get it. So yeah, that I've just thought this should also be mentioned. Then let's keep moving. Okay, maybe not this one. So yeah, Cat Bergamot said as far as he knows he moved Ilinia there. But the bonus is not meant for Ilinia. Ilinia can't take it. Ilinia can't profit from it. So yeah. Like, the Naiad specifically said that she bestowed a boon on one of Ilinia's followers. So it had to be a follower. And couldn't be Ilinia herself. And then there's this inexplicable unending darkness. It is our element, yet I can't help but find all this dreadfully unnatural and foreboding. Yes it is. Maybe I shouldn't have allowed Aegir to convince me to come here. Ah, so you came back to us because she asked you to? Well, I admitted before she had asked me, I already wanted to see whether you were alright. I mean, you people. Not Anya specifically. Oh, I see. So first of all, it's basically not possible to defeat all enemy leaders. And I'm not gonna try. Instead, I'm gonna be a bit defensive about it. I'm gonna like wipe out those two leaders, that's possible. And just sack the gold they give me. And then I'm gonna just stay on this side of the map and defend the hell out of this. Actually, how much? Okay, yeah, I can afford that. So, since the goal is anyway to just survive until turns run out, I don't have to take some extremely aggressive stance or something. I can just chill a bit. Like, if I actually tried to destroy this kind of enemy army, whoa, the losses would be harsh. I mean, it would be fun. But I don't want to try this on the stream, you know? So by the way, they're all fearless, all strong, and now all loyal, and then they have 2 more traits to boot. So yeah, and because there are so many enemy leaders, enemy units, it takes a while until it's your turn again. But I think it's worth it to just see the scale of this battle. Like, things have been escalating lately, and they have escalated even more just now. So let me take that village first. Then can I reach this guy? I totally... No, I can't. Be kind of fun though. Yep, this catcher will be like, this is a huge army, this is correct. And this catcher, since you are back, or at least since you talk again, I was wondering if you've already picked a unit or not, and I kind of forgot to move that Merman Enchantress, whoops. Or if none of the units, of the new units is to your liking. Boom! Okay, I apparently received some gold, and I have no idea what the specific amount is, but it doesn't really matter since I do not mean to spend it anyway anytime soon. That should be okay. So kinda just need to heal this one. Okay, you have yet to decide, that's alright. Sort of spoilery, but nah. Just be aware that the campaign is ending soon. And that parts of the campaign are not fought with these guys, but instead with Elenia's... Oh wait, Elenia's dead. Just scratch that. We want to have those allies forever, so... yeah. Deciding would be quite good. Like the risk is that you decide before... no, after it's pretty much over, which would not be very helpful for you. So now you see they've got all a lot of hit points, and it's awesome, honestly. So do I destroy this guy? Yeah, I destroyed him. At least I try to. Yeah, I only try to. Okay, so killing this one is gonna take a bit more than this. And let's go for this one meanwhile. So really for now I'm just aiming to kill those two leaders, get their gold and run on to the other side of the river again. This one, I'm gonna just move her over here. So what's her traits? So first of all, shock. When this attack is used on a fence, the opponent will retaliate with one less strike than normally to a minimum of one strike. So for example, if she attacked this one, in melee he would attack with 2 strikes back instead of 3. She would. It's a female. So acquires this unit's resistance to non-arcane damage increased to 10%, or if already 10% or higher, tripled up to a maximum of 60% for defending on water, reef or swamp terrain. It also regenerates 8 HP at the start of every turn when positioned on those terrains, but will not remove poison from itself. So why is this increased to 10% or tripled? Because the arcane resistances, arcane fire impact on PS are at 0%. Arcane is by -10, and the rest of everything except cold is at 0%. So this tripling would only ever apply to cold. Will only ever apply to cold, which kinda makes the ability not very useful. So yeah, that's why it is like this. So, and we are just gonna wait here for a moment. Those guys are gonna get soon enough over the river because they are undead and can just fly or walk over it. Ouch! No? Oh, okay, that's actually pretty great that they went for me there. I'm not complaining. So yeah, and with this I easily get those two. Great. So yeah, and I was able to take out one of those drone leaders only because they were aggressive and just attacked me instantly. Otherwise, like, I can see now, wait, I can see how much gold everyone has. Anyway, like they had 100 more gold to spend. Would have been far harder to get through that in army. Like sure, I don't suffer any daytime penalties, but I also don't profit from daytime at all, because it's night the whole time. Kinda lowering my damage as Merfolk a lot. So, finally it's my turn again. It's time to destroy... Yeah, it's time to destroy those two leaders. And then just retreat over the river, also remove those guys over here. And Anya kinda goes somewhere else entirely, because this is not a place I really wanted to be. It's not a place where I can really make use of her. Just give me a moment to destroy everyone over here first. And Anya gets back to here. Yeah, why not? Let's give it a kill. I have no need to recruit more units right now, because any enemies are still far away. Sort of far away, except those guys. And they don't really matter. Boom. Die. Burn. No! Please, no! My fair lady of the storms, I did not have a choice. The fist, You betrayed me and my people. There's only one possible punishment for such a grave misdeed under my rule, and you are well aware of it, aware what it is. No, I beg you! Both playing teams receive 43 pieces of gold. That was kinda dark, but never mind. The fist shall not tolerate your intrusion. Hey, he didn't give me gold. Oh, right. The old order is coming to an end at last, and in time, freedom will be ours. Let us purge the full worshippers of Uriah and reclaim our ancestors' lands. Both playing teams retrieve 80 pieces of gold. So this is the populace of Kalari, which was not happy with the management of the Chaos Empire. So now that we've, well, wiped them out, they are free, or let's say they are under new management. If you did not get this reference, you are dead to me. Let's take more villages. Villages are always nice. I mean, I can't really keep them because I'm gonna run in a moment, but they are still nice. We've got 2 thieves, a bowman, 2 bowmen even, and a spearman. All of them loyal, all of them level 1, so not very strong right now. So let's check. Yep, they also have the kindred trait. So let's see. Fearless, loyal, resilient, and quick. So basically they have their normal traits, and they got the fearless and loyal traits added on top. Not as a replacement, but really additionally. Which is pretty nice. Like usually it's you have to sacrifice traits to get those. But yeah. So this is gonna be a while. Hi. So yeah, once more a lot of waiting. But really, just look at this array of enemies. They are literally filling the whole map, you know? It's... whoa. Harsh. Igor actually doesn't really need to heal because he can just level up the next turn. Then let's get Anya back to battle. This one to a village. This one just the hell out of there. Ooh, it's Chocobone time. I have not accounted for that, and I really should have. Let's run the hell away. So let's got... this one is quick, so they can do that. This is South Kalanvar. And let's run. And this place is North Kalanvar. I guess that does kinda make sense. Then let's keep running, so I can put up some defense on this side of the river, and I do not have to deal with them. Or at least I don't have to deal with as many of them at once. Kinda just killing this one while I'm there. No real need to do so. Then I could totally go and kill this guy over there. Think I'm just gonna destroy the razor birds and the wraith, but also send already some units over there. Actually, how long would they need to make... okay, so it doesn't make any sense to actually move my merfolk to the rest of my army. They just won't make it in time for any kind of meaningful battle. So yeah, scratch that. Those two can attack, so I can just hit them back and destroy them, and heal my units a bit more before I actually go and tangle with that wraith over there. That one is still over there. Looks fine for me, to me. So, and let's amass my army a bit more. Probably gonna recall a couple more units as well. Like I've got Flagbeard, it's Spearman, all the kinds of units, a couple of grunts. I recruited back then to deal with Narhamov, but never got to use. No, I recruited them to deal with the Guardian of the Place thing gate. Something. With the gate Guardian dude, and yeah. I didn't need to use them because I crushed them early enough. Fast enough. Whew, I'm so glad that I won't have to fight most of them. Seriously. To be honest, I'm tempted to skip the whole movement of the computer, because, well, at this point it really only serves to make this a bit more lengthy, you know? So yeah, just asking in chat, do you want me to skip the computer movements or not? Because there won't be any grand maneuvers on my side or anything. I'm just gonna run to the other side of the river and wait there for them. And since there's only one place they can go, they are all just gonna move to me and nothing else. So yeah, it would be nice if I could get some feedback on whether you want me to, you know, if you want me to keep it enabled, or if you're fine with me just removing it. Okay, So far I've got 2 votes for skipping it and no one said anything for leaving it. Where is it? Skip AE moves. And that's gonna speed things up quite a bit. Also destroy this one because no one touches my villages. At least not the water villages. I'm totally fine with giving those over here. It's really who would want to fight him for this. Then Irillion is not gonna be part of my fighting force, that's for sure. Just not enough hit points left. Then let's send those guys over there as well. What we could technically we could name those guys, but I'm never gonna recall them, so that's is not the thing you're looking for, I think. Well, on the other hand, the allies I will quite likely recall at some point. Oh, also, I was wondering if this would give me better defense, but no, it does not. It doesn't matter, so in that case, I'm not gonna take it. Oh, like this. This looks fine. Let's do it like this instead. They've got how much damage? Right. Wait, they've got 65%? No, they've got 55%. But it's only accounting for one of them. But yeah, this should deal 12 damage at most. That's nice. Like even with charging, only 12 damage. So, not quite the moment yet to get more units. 1 or 2 turns and like they are pretty slow with crossing the place, so of course it's gonna take a while until anything happens at all. Dum, dum, dum. So yes, that's the first one that actually arrives. So let's see. So Dara is still doing a nice job at destroying those guys and defending the village. I'm gonna send a couple of units like over here, so if they go over there, they actually I don't really care about this because my fairies got magical chunks to hit anyway, so they will always hit. The same no matter how bad the defense of the others is. But oh well. It's just force of habit and it's not a bad habit to have, I guess. Like trying to make sure that the enemy has worse chance at dodging than me, I mean. So I'm gonna give up this bridge and this castable force because my forest spirits have the same chance of dodging on flat than they have on the castle. And so yeah. Unless your enemies can attack at once, that's also a nice bonus. I'm just gonna stall the hell out of them, because really that's a smart choice. And at least on stream I'm not quite willing to just throw my units on them for a long time. Too exhausting. But otherwise I would be more than happy to do that. And I've done so before, so there's that. So I think this one might die, and I'm sorry, Charon. Wait, like the boatman from Greek? The boatman of the river Styx? Yeah, the very Charon, I think. I wonder if that's an accident or intentional, though I'm not really sure what would be the intention there. So Deathcatch or rather, if you want one of those 2 units, then now would be a good moment to say, because otherwise I'm just gonna pick one of them and it might not be the one you want. Just giving you a moment to think. And yeah. you're not there, then it is what it is. So for the record precision, when used offensively, this attack always has at least a 50% chance. Okay, pick whatever I want. This one is in honor of Erathan. Like, that's the guy that died back then. Descacharado. He was also a Slayer. Descacharado the Slayer. Sounds good, right? That works. There we go. Then we've got those skeletons down there. Kinda want to remove them. Like, look, they hit far too much for my taste. Far too hard, to be precise. Then I hope this works out. I hope that I've not destroyed my army right now. And I think I could use a couple more archers. Like, through this only undead are gonna come, so they are all weak to fire damage. And while my forest spirits of course have a lot of fire damage, Dorvan's army is kinda lacking in that capacity. So you can see they mostly do not quite dare to attack me, or just... Ooh, that was close. Or are just not in reach for attack. So, time to take over this village. This keep. Yeah, that's an enemy village, so I'm gonna have to take this first. There's a demolisher drone. There's also one. There's so many chocobones and other enemy units. Scary place. And I'm just gonna point it out again. Demolisher drones in this scenario do not have the demolition special, so they do not explode up in death and take out anyone around them. That would make it really annoying to fight here, that's for sure. So I'm pretty glad that Iris did not, or at least rather remove the special from them for this scenario. So time to take a couple of villages. Nice. All of them are mine. So, in this economy... Okay, let's just chill here for a moment. Here are the units I have, and stuff like that. So yeah, and like this, pretty much the least amount of units possible can attack at once. And I personally certainly like it that way. Also remove this chocobone, because technically when they charge they can deal a lot of damage. A lot of damage I do not want to deal with. And I do not want to have to deal with. So I kind of feel like I have to end the stream soon, but since we are almost at the end anyway, I think I can stretch my time long enough. So while not many of them can attack, and there are not many of them to begin with, without the archers I kinda like the damage to deal with them, so I'm retreating there for now and giving ground to them. Okay, let's go. Keep going. So yeah, of course this guy attacks. Ooh, they hit every single hit, I think. Or maybe not, and I was just lucky. I'm not sure enough. So yeah, and they're just scared of attacking me, and honestly, they are right to be afraid. Yeah, I've got all the advantages, and so it's kinda understandable that they're not quite willing to attack me. Just a moment. Just a moment. Yeah, okay, here I am, I'm back. Surprise, I'm back. Then I kinda wanna protect this guy. And whoa, is that difficult. Okay, yeah, that works. And yeah, I kinda want to protect this village as well. I guess that's a bit more difficult, but let's take out the razor birds first. They are the ones that are mobile and annoying and stuff. So yeah, let's take care of them. I do not have to care about those guys making their way over there, because by then the turns have run out and I will have won. So that's nice. Then damage this one, so Ilinia can finish them off. Yeah, that did not work. Whoa. That damage is almost a curse. Then weaken this one, because I don't like them and he's a skeleton and stuff. Yeah, then I've got a couple of skirmishes, so I kinda need to account for them. Get this. And now the defense is airtight. Okay. This looks nice, and I kinda have to deal with this one. Wait, does this not have an... Nope. Nope, how do I get to see the drill again? Probably by using one of my force spirits. Like, right now I'm confused that maybe the drill doesn't have an attack icon, which would be a bug, of course. At least I think it would be. Maybe there's a special reason it's not. But I have to ask to be sure, of course. So yeah, that's pretty much it for them. And now the undead, and the orcs and the arrow grave, of course, and fail. Not cool. Yep, no attack icon. Just running if that's intended. Just reporting that, give me a moment. Okay, then of course I'm not actually gonna attack this one with an archer. They are way too fragile for that. And let's destroy that skeleton instead. So also give them some options for sacrifice, so they do not go for important units and stuff. And I'm gonna actually save there, because maybe I messed up with my positioning and I can still undo this. And I would undo this if I failed there. But it's looking good for now. So yeah, this sacrifice is something I'm willing to make. Some of them may die, but that's a sacrifice I am willing to make, which is pretty much calculated. So the merfolk first, or actually her first. Why not? Try this one. At least try to destroy this one and succeed even. Destroy this one, succeed as well, and destroy this one as well. At least in this case, try to. Boom! And I'm getting the netcaster because having someone that slows enemies is always nice. Come on, they can reach again. Okay, then let's go here. And for the record, Deskacha rather approved of his new unit and how it sounds. Not giving this one any XP there, that's for sure. Good. That one some damage. And destroyed this one. So yeah, I always dislike charge on enemies because they're totally willing to just do a suicide charge and deal a lot of damage, which stacks up really, really fast when they just die on you, and it makes it really easy to lose units you don't want to lose, or you wouldn't have lost otherwise without the suicide charge. Okay, that works for me so far. And then Durwin and his heroic allies that are totally gonna save the day because it's clearly needed. Boom. So yeah, and that was obviously a demonstration that the demolition special does not apply to them in this scenario. Which is important because otherwise I would have blown Igor up just a moment ago. Actually makes me wonder why I got most of those units, since they are very useless against skeletons. Guess it was a habit. Okay. Then the very last turn, like, oh, at least there were two last turns. One enemy, one of mine, and then one of the enemy again. Should be doable. Especially since I've got them so deadlocked with the river. Like if I really had to face them in an open field, it would be ugly. But yeah, I said so already. So, we are close to the end of the scenario. Let's destroy this one first, or at least try to. Boom. Then boom as well. And a third one. Actually, yeah, let's go for him. Shame. Okay, and also destroy this one, I guess. Then what can I do here to give Anya a couple more XP? Not much, but a little bit much. A little bit more, I mean. Then first of all do it like this. So this one has no purchase to get through there. And Anya has the resistances boost. And the, yeah, has abscond ready, so pretty much nothing that can happen there. Then destroy him a couple of more undead. I mean, why not? Also, Igor gets finally that level up, so he isn't quite as almost deaf anymore. Almost dead. So, and this is the last thing I'm gonna do this narrow. Oh snap, they can reach there. I did not account for that, so goodbye Orcish Archer. Ketik, you will be missed. Not much, but a little bit at least. Promised. And with that, the scenario pretty much ends. I think there should be some talking I will read out in a moment, but we survived. Well, I did. And I somehow did not run out of steam and strength over this long scenario, because it's 1 hour and 40 minutes. The situation is not as favorable as I wished. We are to take the fight closer to the Iron Council's citadel if we want to keep their attention away from Alinea. And it's pretty much it. 40% carryover gold, so it's still a lot of bonus gold for the next scenario. But yeah, that's it. Any questions before I end the stream for today? Oh. Yes, no, maybe? Oh, alright, fun fact, I got my first vaccine today. And apparently I'm one of those lucky people that do not have side effects, or at least I haven't noticed any so far. But maybe they're still gonna come. So, anyone? Or can I just end? Okay, I think that's my cue. See you guys next time, or maybe not, at least some other time. Okay, and in Spain apparently people are being vaccinated around the age of 45. Just factual. And yeah, no problem, Shrekslayer. I like streaming. It's fine. Bye.